I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a moment of silent prayer. Amen. Okay, it is the 6th of February. It's Tuesday evening. We're in the Municipal Center. Can I have the roll call, please?
Scott Murphy.
Here.
Susan Webster's here. Beth Skinner. Here. Mary Lynn Hickey. Here. Rebecca McLeod. Here. Greg Sheen is absent. And Tom Hall.
Here.
Okay.
Can we have the review of the minutes from January 23rd? I'll take any additions or corrections if there are any, and a common consent from the council if they're okay. It looked good to me, but just want to say if I didn't miss some.
Hearing.
Everybody look good with them? Common consent? Okay. All right. Okay, well, down here, there aren't any persons before council, so we'll go to communications from there. We are rescheduling our next council meeting for February the 21st. We decided last meeting that we were going to slide that to that Wednesday because there is a class, an auditor's class. It is an auditor's, right? Or budgeting in Martinsburg that council members want to go to. So that on that Tuesday. So we'll be on the 21st, Wednesday the 21st, at the same time, 5:30. Okay. Let's see. We have also our office will be closed on the 19th for President's Day. So make a notation of that. And then we also have this at Foodie. February 1st through the 29th, there's 13 restaurants participating in it, and you can look there. There are a list of the restaurants and everything here and what this is all about. So just to bring that attention to the council.
You can also find that on Facebook, the chamber, it's going through the
Okay.
chamber, so there's plenty of information
On
out there for
Facebook,
people to
okay.
see.
Good deal. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Bath developments. I don't see anybody. Parks and Recs. Nobody's there. Planning Commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, so we'll be meeting this Thursday night. We are going to be reviewing the 2017 Comprehensive Plan Guidance for the Cemetery Committee. So Beth and her crew will be in there for that, and we'll be going through what's currently assigned and then what some of the tee-ups for the next one.
Any questions for Larry?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. Rails and Trails.
Well, not the update, which finally had something interesting in it, or the rail trail. We had a task force with rail trail last week. It was an odd one, but that's what we did. We had some good representation here to share the beginnings of it. The good news is there's things in the works coming out of the highway division down in Charleston that are very different from what we're used to having when we get a bad set of bids or a bad estimate that we pick. But you're not gonna award a contract that's 64% above the budget, not in this state. So so basically they've retrenched. They've connected the rail trail idea with an in-house DOH group who builds trails. They don't usually go, phenomenal things, but turns out, other than the bridges, it is a fairly simple trail building thing because it's on a railroad bed that used to carry heavy things. So they looked at that. They choked on the bridges. We had people in town last week or week before. I'm losing track of my age. But they came to town and basically just scratch their head as to why anybody would design a bridge, 2 bridges, to begin with, of that magnitude. They were built like highway bridges. Yeah, and the trail guys that know how to do this stuff basically said, how would you assemble it? How do you get it in here? It's a trail. How do you get the crane in? How do you get the footprint of the working place of the crane? So we all jumped on that. I put together a package with some alternatives. Joel took a look at it, Rebecca took a look at it and said, okay, launch it. We did. And now we're getting feedback that said, no, maybe the bridge will be the prefab truss bridge, not designed for 10 tons, maybe 5. They're 70 feet long, so this is just the load they put designed. Maybe they can build that in-house. So we're on a track that probably within a week, they will cancel the current solicitation, which is still open. They have a loan there, it's not gonna work. And we'll get someplace, because I do believe there's a degree of, I wouldn't use the word embarrassment, but just the fact that enough is enough. We need to build a rail trail, and we have people to do it. And we're getting that feedback. I think you mentioned.
Yeah, I was in the commission meeting this morning and at the, Bill Clark is in Charleston and he met with the DOH guys the day before. And he said they are moving pretty close to a decision. So we're
This is
positive.
good.
Sounds very encouraging.
Yeah, it's the first time I'm encouraging, and it's like, who could shoot it down? I don't know, I've not heard from the engineering group, because it was their engineering group that kind of specified the bridges.
That sounds like an overbuild.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I never understood it, because it wasn't like if something happened to someone, there was an emergency, that you weren't around people, there was a highway, there's houses, I mean,
You have access from
There's
either
access.
end
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
no reason for.
It was-
a vehicle to cross.
Yeah.
It was, now, I'm sure there was some internal fighting with this HDR,
oh
the
my.
famed, I can't, I think their name should be in lowercase though. Basically got the job to design the bridge. So it wasn't in the design build, the bridge was specified. They wanted 4 concrete, 70-foot long, essentially box beams
DOH told them.
bolted together
Yeah.
to give yourself a 20,000-pound bridge. That's the load on the bridge. The bridge probably would more than that.
Oh, yeah.
And we
So-
don't need it.
Huh?
We don't need it.
No, we don't need it, but something had to happen. And I think the exposure of the fact that the bridges were almost 50% of the estimate, not necessarily the bid, but of the estimate. Anyhow, yeah, a little bit. So anyway, this is very hopeful. And they have the money, they have what they have. I don't know what this is gonna cost, but they're talking about designing the bridge in-house and even maybe building the bridge in-house, which means labor.
That's great.
They could do it, and they could do it.
And they could do it. They could just give it would probably be fun for them.
Yeah. Do that this weekend.
Engineers like to do stuff like that. And the other thing is the walkthrough at the park was done this afternoon. I haven't got the results. I gave them a bunch of stuff, and that was probably one of the best projects I've ever been on relative to the town here. And it turns out the park even got an extra length of sidewalk because of the way the contract is structured. So that's good news. I'll follow that. And my first check today with Thrasher on the phase 5 designs are going to be released at DOH probably within a week. I'll see them first. This is designs ready to put out to bid. This is
Street stage.
street stage,
Sure,
yeah.
just street stage.
Yeah, that's the first one. And that says at least we could have package put out to bids with a letting date in June and an award date possibly before summer. So that's hopeful. And the good news is we didn't find any need for easements, not encroaching anybody's property. And the alley where we want to put the conduit in for the lighting appears to be a town property. So we don't need to ask permission for who, no. I didn't think we did.
Yeah.
So that's it. I think it's
Just as long as we leave it in better shape than it is now.
yeah. So
Anybody have
Any-
any questions? Repeat.
What a relief.
Yeah.
Okay, good
Yeah,
deal.
it is.
Yeah, the board of the state park is planning a little celebration on April the 19th.
Yeah, I've heard that. I'll let them
Yeah.
announce that. If it is, that would be nice to do.
Thanks, Pete. All right, train depot.
Well, we do have a meeting set up for the 22nd at 4 o'clock. That's not. I don't know what day it is.
I think it's Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
because we got the
Thursday.
21st, we moved our meeting to the Wednesday.
A little over 2 weeks. So, I haven't done that much, with it, but, you know, talk to members of the committee and like that, but we are meeting, the 22nd of the week.
Okay. All right, thank you.
One more rail trail item. We are doing some small modifications on stormwater structure on Thursday.
Okay. Good to you. All right. Landmark Commission. Don't see any of them here. We did have, as you see in our packet, there was a resignation. And I would implore, let's call the Landmarks Commission and have them in here with Melissa next time. So,
She was here at the last meeting.
yeah, she was here, but we put Candy in.
Mhm.
So
She was at the last
Right.
Historic Landmarks Commission meeting.
I know that's what they wanted to do is put Melissa in. So, so let's go ahead and do that for next meeting so that we can go ahead and add Melissa there to our line. So you don't have anything from landlords? They didn't call you or anything, did they?
No, just that you do have another volunteer that is interested in
Right.
participating, whether he will be on an active member or just a, doesn't participate.
I think right now Melissa was waiting in the week. She gave up her spot, for Ken. And gave up her spot for Ken, so I think we need to have the HLC in here. Go ahead and move forward with that. And this volunteer that's come forward, he can be, he attended the meeting, yes. Yes. So yeah, so we'll do that. So let's get a hold of the Landmarks Commission and have them in, and go from there.
And Sharon, I'm happy to follow up on that letter that we need to send back to SHPA.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we need to follow up on that letter. I forgot about that too. We need to follow up on that
Yeah,
letter
and get it sent
get it all
from the
tweaked.
council, and that was Sharon's suggestion. Thank you for that. And it
Right.
should come from the town council because the original letter came to the town council.
Right.
So we will respond in kind.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Mary. Okay, let's move along. Clerks and recorders report. Clerk, do you have anything?
Just to let you know that the hotel motel fund applications for FY25 are out there on the website, or you can pick one up in the office. They have to be completed and received by the end of the month of 29th and stamped to be considered for the next fiscal year budget. And then also in your package, you have a couple of building permits just for your review, an acknowledgement. One of them on Martinsburg Road is to put a close in her deck. And the one on Congress Street is just mostly internal, but it's just to give you a heads up of what we're doing with the property.
Improvements.
Yep.
Improvements to the top.
Yes. So you can read those, council. Okay, Madam Recorder, do you have anything?
No.
Okay. All right, that's done. So let's pay some bills.
Okay. Make a motion that we pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $18,144.82.
Motion second on the floor to pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $18,144.82. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Make a motion we pay the Berkeley Springs Waterworks bills in the amount of $28,819.20.
Second.
Got a motion, a second on the floor to pay the Berkeley Springs Waterworks bills in the amount of $28,819.20. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the Bath Development Authority, $75 for the bill in the amount of $75.
That's it.
I have a motion second on the floor to pay the Bath Development Authority bills in the amount of $75. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? That motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the Train Depot bills in the amount of $285.48.
Second.
I have a motion second on the floor to pay the Train Depot bills in the amount of $285.48. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? That motion carries.
Make a motion we pay the North Berkeley Rail Trail bill in the amount of $2,500.
I have a motion second on the floor to pay the North Berkeley Rail Trail bill in the amount of $2,500. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? That motion carries. All right, anything else for finance?
No.
Okay. Tree board?
Hello.
Do you want me to make a report?
Yeah,
The Craig Dean, from across the street is retired arborist. He and I took down 5 small dead trees on Washington Street between Union and Liberty. So come spring, now you can't particularly tell, but come spring, there will be no dead trees on Washington Street, which I think gives a more positive impression of the town. The tree board's moving ahead in the next phase of their demonstration city grant, which among other things will remove some dead trees from Greenway Cemetery, the old part, and trim the big sugar maple at the west end of the depot, so that will maintain the life of the tree while protecting the safety of pedestrians and traffic.
Any questions? Okay, tree board is done. Grant,
Thanks, Scott.
you're welcome.
So I'm meeting tomorrow with our team from the West Virginia Grant Resource Center and finalizing the grant. I can only work with them on one grant at a time, but concurrent to that effort, we have a couple of grant opportunities through SHPO. One is for public school buildings, and we've discussed a potential scenario for funding for that. A few things need to happen sequentially, so we'll see how that works out. And the other one is a fund for private homeowners with historic properties. And we are going to submit applications for both of those, as well as a grant for the town website, to redo the town website. So all those things are in progress right now, and our next meeting is next week on the 12th at 4:30.
And can I add that the USDA NRCS grant, that we want to do the planning for the watershed for flood prevention, the county voted today to allow the town to be the principal sponsor.
Okay,
That's what we.
yep, we approved that. Yep. Okay, well, thank you all. Public safety. Chief, do you have anything that you need to speak to council? Okay. All right, our next meeting is going to be the 5th of March. No, this is the
February 14th.
14th.
Coming up.
Yeah, okay, I was on the wrong one, sorry. Okay, next week. All right, cemetery,
We are meeting next week on Tuesday. We have a lot of things on our agenda. I'd like to discuss the items with my committee before we actually bring some issues to the town council. So that's all I have.
all right.
Well, we want to firm up the dates for making shine.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. I sure would have missed it. I actually did already send in an application for Greenway Cemetery in the town of Bath. We really don't have a choice since we always do our Make It Shine on Saturdays, so the Make It Shine day would be April 6th, 9 to 12. And the rain date, make up the rain day is the following Saturday, which would be the 13th. So we're going to try to push again this year to get the children involved in Greenway Cemetery because it really does help the mowing crew to have the sticks and the debris and so forth picked up from the cemetery, especially in the old section. And we also are going to ask people to go throughout the town of Bath and pick up trash and so forth as well. So you can participate in either way, April 6th, and if it rains, it'll be 13th.
And these are days that we're doing this in Greenway and the town, but that whole 2-week period is eligible.
The Watershed Association is doing a cleanup. We kind of narrowed it down to around the trail so that we partner with the North Berkeley Rail Trail, and we'll be in the stream from North Berkeley Park up to Jamestown, because we picked up on both sides before, and so it has some trash. We'll get that too, but we haven't been in the stream for a while. So bring your waders, and that's the 12th and the 13th.
And just to also inform the council, the state has decided to allow municipalities to request Make It Shine kind of pickups. If the town, for example, sponsors another cleanup day, the state is willing to pick up the items. So it's not limited for the hauling or fees, just this one event, but they are they're open to allowing municipalities to request the same thing throughout the year. So that's something we might want to keep in mind. I mean, they're not gonna come here every week.
Yeah, but if we do it like every couple
right.
months or something,
Yeah.
that would be.
Now's a good time to get the old tires, and there's a couple of places around town where people have kind of just dumped some old tires, so.
That would be very good because they will come and
And
haul
take
that
it.
stuff away and put it in the dump at no fee to us. So,
All right, thanks, Beth. All right, let's
thank
move.
you, Susan.
It
We're gone.
takes all of us.
Yeah.
Okay, Public Works.
Nothing major to report, mostly just doing repairs on the garbage.
All right, 15 here is ordinance, and Mr. Greg is missing tonight, so we'll look forward to his report next time. Waterworks.
Thank you, Scott. Our local water gentlemen are currently and have been making water on a very regular basis. We have a new employee that is away at school this week, and hopefully he will pass. That will give us another Class 1 operator that we will be needed. As our facility requires Class 2 operators, so we're building them in-house, folks, because they're just not available. We have coming up at the latter part of the month, we have our International Water Tasting Contest. I apologize, I do not have the date memorized, but it is coming up, and
23rd
I
and
do-
24th.
the 23rd
23rd and 24th.
23rd, thank you, ma'am.
You're
We do have a number of new participants this year, and I'm looking forward to that evening and that day. Other than we are having normal operations, and as I said, we are making water on a very regular basis, the best that we have. Thank you.
Did a good job. Any questions? All right, we're down to the end of our agenda. This is the point where I come and ask, is there anything that council needs to bring up? If not, I will open it up to the floor. Is there anything that needs to be discussed from the public? Okay, I will take a common consent to adjourn.
You got it.
All right, Scout, 3 things you learned.
I can put that on.
Thank you so much.
And that's something you've been paying attention to. And I don't.